Summarizing Chapter 6, Where to Begin, Instruction for Struggling Readers. Allington Richard L. Pearson, 3rd edition, 2012. In Chapter 6, we discuss the key elements of early interventions. The 4 top ones are improve instruction in the classroom, assess to enhance instruction, more available instruction time, and older struggling students support we will give them. A particular action or set of accounts must be taken to achieve a specific goal or outcome. To improve instruction in the classroom, teachers need to have professional growth plans or programs available for these struggling learners. One activity mentioned in Chapter 6 is TAPER, referring to Teacher as Professional Education Leaders. This activity will require the reader to focus on 5 questions while reading the selection. Question number 1, what was the author arguing for? Question number 2, does the text seem to offer useful ideas for our classroom or our school? Question number 3, what do we need more information about? Question number 4, who has tried to implement one or more ideas in their classroom? Question number 5, does it make sense to support additional applications of these ideas? Another activity we discuss in Chapter 6 is TIPS, which stands for Teacher Inquiry Projects. In TIPS, the use of teams to share knowledge and foster the professional conversations to provide reflection so the teacher sees what's going on or what did go on with the lesson that she planned or taught. Revision, what needs to be changed, and interpretation. What was the outcome, the results? Did the students learn or will there be reteaching involved? Hands-on provides introduction for TIPS also. TIP activities provide data that will have benefits for an instructional shift. Also, this requires time. The third activity is the personal conversation. Teachers need to have these conversations that are personal and private in a small group or one-to-one. The students will do better if we have more professional conversations. Teachers make more decisions about curriculum, instruction, and assessment because they are on the front line. Teaching students with many diverse needs. Class size does affect those students who need more of one-to-one or small group instruction. The appropriate instructional materials used in the classroom are essential because not all students learn the same way. These selected texts for adopted reading series are not always what they should be. Some are not interesting, which means no motivation for the reader to read it more than once. It gets boring. Texts need to be appealing to the reader. If we cannot honor instructional time, it is then time wasted. With too many assessments and then the data is not always on target, once the data has been collected, time is required to look closely at the data and make the best decision for what is next. Enhance and access. The class expectations are in place. It is expected that instruction will meet the needs of these struggling learners. The intensity refers to the teacher to student ratio. Remediation should be only with a group of no more than 7 students. The instructional time available will allow students to read as much as possible in the classroom, such as morning, noon, and right before going home. Develop an extended day plan if needed before school or after school. Extend it to the weekends to have more time practice. Summer extended programs to minimize the reading loss in the summer. School library collection should be easily accessed for students, and students have books of their own at home to read. These concepts are also linked to time on task, so time is wasted is minimal. The support for older struggling students. Early intervention is the key. Increase the time on informational text. Develop authentic purposes for the informational text, and then access the 2 appropriate texts. Reading intervention scholar articles where these two will give you more information about struggling readers. Reading interventions for struggling readers in the upper grades speaks about how and what teachers are doing for these struggling students in the upper grades. The other one, the Microsoft one, that one talks about, identifying the early education, the different systems that the child needs to produce, kind of going up a ladder. The system, the orthographic, phonological, morphological, semantic system, and then of course the levels of reading and education. Then the reading comprehension, of course, will be the last one. But yes, these are both scholarly articles. And in summarizing this chapter, once a teacher has developed, followed, and stuck with the program that works, then each year a teacher can add and change as needed to meet the needs of their struggling readers. It's not easy, however. We continue to see struggling readers as time progresses, and all we can do is try to close that gap and give many reading opportunities when possible.